Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll. We're heading out to Silver Lake, Echo Park for your October real estate update. Happy Halloween to everyone out there. Silver Lake and Echo Park are tough areas for trick-or-treating because they got all the hills. Here's an insider tip. Go to Larchmont. Anyways, let's carry on. Silver Lake, one of my favorite spots in all of the city. I lived in Silver Lake for 8 years. Great markets in Silver Lake and Echo Park. They basically sit in between Hollywood and downtown generally. Sunset Boulevard shoots through Hollywood, makes a little curve down southeast, and then makes its way towards downtown. Silver Lake and Echo Park are right there. Very expensive area, made huge jumps over the past decade or two in home pricing and home value. Great areas though, schools, low crime, good neighborhood. Walking Sunset Boulevard in Silver Lake or Echo Park is incredible. Dodger Stadium's right there. We're going to break down everything you need to know what's going on in the market. We're going to break down the current stuff month over month, year over year. End of the video, we're going to break down a few homes in the neighborhood, give you some updates, look for some value, see what's happening. Let's go. When we get into the real estate numbers, I break down every neighborhood on the east side. It seems like Silver Lake, Echo Park, Eagle Rock, Pasadena, La Cañada, Cypress Park, Glassell Park, El Sereno, Mount Wash, the works. But Silver Lake really hasn't had any glaring things come for the market. It's been pretty consistent from a numbers perspective, which is good, right? We like consistency in real estate because it paints us a strong picture as far as what's going on. But we're just not seeing huge issues as well, which is also a great thing if you live in Silver Lake or Echo Park. Now we have 65 homes available for sale currently. We are consistently staying in that 60 mark. Obviously, we would love for the inventory to jump up over 100, but those days are not coming anytime soon. We've seen 17 of the 65 homes do a price drop, so that's about 26% in a normal market. That would be very scary. In this market, it's kind of low. Realistically, we're seeing most neighborhoods in the 30 plus when it comes to price drops because people just can't afford. We just don't have the buyer. Demand rates are going to stay high. Jerome Powell's made it clear we might be stuck like this for at least another year. No one knows for sure, but that seems to be the sentiment we're getting from the Federal Reserve. And we're only seeing 26%, which, like I mentioned, is not the highest number on the east side. Now, minimum price less to get in the neighborhood right now. Tough to get in this neighborhood for less than $1 million. Any house you see under $1 million, it's going to certainly need some updates, but $749,000, $999. That is a home that is familiar to us. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. Top end, $3.495 million. Our average home available for sale is a very consistent number. We've seen month over month, if you've been following along, at 1.706, 035. Our days on market. This is the number that I'm kind of keying in on when it comes to Silver Lake, that we might see a push as we get into these winter months, if you want to call it winter, is we're at 57, and we've seen that number 54, 55, and now we're at 57. And kind of the golden number where we really start to see action in the neighborhood is 60 when it comes to days on market, because that's essentially the 2-month mark for a home seller, right? Because you put your home up for sale, you have no intention of waiting 2 months to even accept an offer, right? So once you get up to 60, that's kind of where we consistently see these east side neighborhoods start to have more price drops, right? So if we come back next month in the update, subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along, and we start to see that number push to 60, 65, we might get that percentage of price drops jumping. If I'm a home buyer, that's actually something that I'm looking for. That's something that's good, because if I want to get into Silver Lake, it's a high ticket price to get into the neighborhood. If I get a price drop on a home I've been eyeing, I know I might have a seller that's ready to move off it, and I don't have to pay crazy amounts over that list price. We look into October of 2022 quickly. 30 homes sold at 101% clip. So on average, 1% over the list price. So it wasn't a very hot October of last year. We'll see if we can get back to that number. My perspective is we should get very close. We'll have that update next month to see exactly what happened in the previous month. Speaking of that, let's go check out September. As we look into last month out in Silver Lake and Echo Park, like I mentioned at the top of the video, things are very consistent, right? So we know kind of what we're going to get. Obviously, as you go into the winter months, we have an expectation for things to slow even further. People just aren't making as many real estate transactions in the wintertime. Some of that is obviously families who have kids who were trying to make the move before school started. Some of that is just the hectic aspect of the holiday season, right? We got Halloween this month, a lot of family stuff with Thanksgiving and then Christmas. So to do a deal right now just brings in a lot of extra complications during the holiday season. So it's just a typical thing. So we might see some slow, but it hasn't happened yet when it comes to September because we had 29 homes sell for the third month in a row out in Silver Lake and Echo Park. 103% clip. So on average, 3% over that list price. What we're kind of seeing in Silver Lake and Echo Park is the low end, very attractive, more affordability. They're getting bids over the top end, tougher to finance, more cash offers generally. They're kind of going lower, but 3% is the number that I'm kind of keeping in mind. If there's a new home that comes on the market and it's attractive, I know I probably got to go at least 3% over that list price, right? So if it's a $2 million house, I know I got to probably at least offer 2.06, right? So if you're thinking about buying a house in Silver Lake, you need to be with an agent now. Reach out to me if you need some help, or reach out to somebody, because when these hot ones come on the market, they go quick, and you can't be, going to look and then finding an agent because you're going to be too far behind to make the offers you need to. But the minimum sale last month, 744, 681. Like I mentioned, 65K over the list price on that one. Our top sale last month was 2.550. That one sold 85K under the list price. So as I mentioned off the top, is the low end. It's just so attractive to get in this neighborhood. It's just one of the best places on the east side to live. There really isn't a ton of homeless people, which is a big factor for me anywhere in Los Angeles when I deal with clients. It's a little bit under that kind of Silver Lake Boulevard South Bridge, and that's kind of it. There's really no like hub parts. It's not like Hollywood or downtown LA or even Venice Beach. So that's a big attractive aspect of it. The average home sale price, which is consistent, right? We're seeing the average list price be in the 1.7s consistently in Silver Lake and Echo Park. And we're seeing the average home sale price being like the 1.5s, because this month it was 1.569, 344. So we were staying consistent. We're seeing month over month being in the 1.5s. A lot of that comes why there's a big differential in the list price compared to the for sale is just the amount of transactions on the lower end compared to the higher end, right? You're just not going to be finding people to finance at 2.2 million, at 2.4 million, not when rates are 7.5 or even 8% for some people. You're only trying to mostly attract cash buyers and that kind of price range. Now, 33% of our deals are trending towards cash buyers, which is extremely high. But that's why we're seeing the transactional differences and why you see a low rent in every neighborhood on the east side. There's no neighborhood that has in September that was higher for the sale price compared to the list price currently. 27 days on the market on average for these homes that sold. A little bit high, usually between 15 and 30, but nothing to worry about there. September 2022, 33 homes sold, 106% clip. So on average, 6% over the list price. That's a 12% decline year over year, 33 to 29. No problem. We're going to have declines. Inventories, at decades low. 12% is nothing. We are seeing 60% declines in some neighborhoods. And in Mount Washington, one of the neighborhoods that's basically right there with Silver Lake, 0 sales in September. So we'll take a 12% decline and we'll just continue to keep it moving until things kind of pick back up. But let's jump over, check out some homes that have caught my eye. Let's go. Homes that have caught my eye. Here's what we're going to do here. We're going to break down a few homes in the neighborhood. We're going to look at the entry-level position. What's the basement? What's the floor to get into the neighborhood? We're going to go over PK's top pick. I find you a value play. If you're going to finance and purchase a home right now and you're going to take on that 7.5%, 8% interest rate, you need to find a home that has strong stability to appreciate. That's what I'm going to give you in PK's top pick. And then we'll look at the top dog. What's the ceiling look like in the neighborhood? We're going to completely run the numbers on these homes, and I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I try to stay positive for the most part when it comes to these homes because I'm not trying to hurt anybody trying to sell their home, but that doesn't always happen. But let's start off with the entry level. I did want to touch base on last month's entry level. It's currently the lowest in the neighborhood. It's 512 Mountain View. If you want to find out about this home, go back to the September real estate update for Silver Lake Echo Park, and you can get more details. But it was listed for $799 last month. They've done a 50K price drop since then, so it's down to 749. We had a ton of questions. Like I said, look at last month if you're interested, but it sits, kind of right off Echo Park Lake. We're going to jump over to not be repetitive and go to 706 Echo Park Avenue. It's the next lowest in the neighborhood right now. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 781 square feet. It's listed for $849,500. It's also recently seen a 50K price drop, so they listed it at $899,500. That $1,087 per square foot. I want that number when it's less than $1 million, unless the house is extremely updated, newly built, to probably be somewhere between 500 and 800. So 1,087 is a little high. 3,941 is the lot size. That's fine. This home was listed originally in April for 428, I believe was the list date originally, was pending and fell out in escrow. So escrow failed. So these sellers are not happy. They thought they had the deal that they wanted, and now they're right back to the drawing board. We are seeing record number of homes from pending or under contract fail in escrow or other aspects of it. So if you have a house that you've been looking at and it says it's pending right now, don't give up all hope. But this is just happening continually. If you're a home buyer, make sure you're continually talking with the lender because rates change daily. There are no interior pics for this home, which means one of two things. Number one, they maybe deleted all of the pics from the original listing and haven't been able to re-put those up. I'll keep you updated. Or it's rough inside, which is probably my guess for a home that's $850K in Echo Park or Silver Lake. One thing I want to, that's going to be tough with this one is it's right on Echo Park Avenue there. Parking is very tough, so kind of keep that in mind if you're going to look at it. From a comps perspective, we do have a 22935. So a little bit more on the square footage, one less bedroom that sold for 1.138. So there is a little potential there, right? So about a little over 200K of potential. That's when rates were a little bit lower, so it's a little bit more affordability. But that's kind of the top end. We got to see what the interior looks like. Obviously, I have a hunch that it's going to need some work, but I'll keep you updated. We'll see if they update some photos, and we'll follow back with this one come next month. Let's jump over to PK's top pick, see the value plays in the neighborhood. First of all, last month's PK's top pick, 2680 Ivanhill Terrace. That was the one listed for 1.479. It was the one with the huge lot. It was the full rebuild. The house was, it sits on the Silver Lake Hills up there. It needed a full rebuild. It was listed for, the 1.479, but there was about $1.5 million room compared to the comps because that whole neighborhood is gorgeous. The homes were selling for like 2.8, 2.8, 3.8, 2.5, and this one was listed for 1.5. So it's always tough if you haven't done that before. Most people who are buying their, especially first-time homeowners, need a turnkey, a home that's ready to, move in and live in immediately. So it was being a little bit more specific in regards to that, but it is still active, and we're going to kind of keep riding it. But if you got the money and you got the time, getting into this neighborhood is a strong investment, great spot, and you put in, certainly 6 figures to do this rebuild here. A lot of money, but you got wiggle room in regards to what the home will be valued if you do it right and you finish the deal. I did want to mention August 770 North Hyperion, still active. Go check out the August real estate because I think there's some value still with that home, and it's been sitting a while, so they're probably ready to move off it. But we're going to go with 1001 North Rampart Boulevard, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 1,510 square feet, listed for 1.599. So we're right at that average sale price out in Silver Lake, Echo Park. It's on the south side of Sunset, basically at Sunset in Rampart. So very easy to access the 101 or the 101 south or north from there. My advice is make sure you go Coronado if you're going to go to the 101 south because the Benton side is always backed up. You go to the Coronado side, you'll get right onto the highway. But $1,058 per square foot. Once you get over $1 million into the $1.6 million range, you're typically going to see homes that are nice, be at least $1,000 per square foot. So that's where the mentality changes. So I'm fine with the $1,058. The lot's 3321. That's fine. You're just not going to get huge lots. The houses are so crammed in Silver Lake Echo Park with the hills over here. Listed recently 928. The pics aren't up to date, so I think they just wanted to get it back on the market for whatever reason, and the agent's still kind of going through the process of getting the pics. Nice fence outside the front of this house. I will say that's an underrated curb appeal aspect. People kind of want their privacy, especially in Los Angeles, for homes. So it's something to think about if I'm a homeowner, maybe a project. I always kind of advise for people who are planning on living in their home 5, 7, 10 years. If you want to get top dollar when it's time to move, for whatever that reason is, like have one project every year. You're going to have one thing go wrong every single year where you're going to have to shell out $10,000 to fix, a roof or a water softener or something. But always like kind of take on one project, and one easy project that's not going to infiltrate your life is building out a nice fence for a home, and it really, is super attractive for the homes in the area. One thing that made this the top pick for me was the comps, right? 2-3, which is what I normally look for, right? 2-3, 1290. So we have a 3-3, 1510. This is a 2-3, 1290. So we got over 200 square feet. We got the extra bedroom. That home sold for 1.6 million. So right at that mark. So we know our home value priced is good, right? Because we got a house that was smaller with one less bedroom that's sold already at 1.6. There's also a 3-2, 2240, right? So this one's bigger, much bigger than the home we're looking at, but it sold for 1.75. So what that does, like I said, when it comes to being, especially if you're somebody who's going to finance, is I need the comfortability of knowing that my home is in a stable position compared to the neighborhood, and I have a strong probability of appreciation over time, because I cannot afford to get a home that depreciates, go underwater in my loan if something goes wrong in your life, can't refinance, and then we're in deep trouble, right? So when I look at the comps of this home, I know that there's value in the neighborhood when multiple homes are selling over where my list price is at. So love this house over on Rampart. I used to live in the neighborhood just north of Sunset, so on the opposite side, which is a little bit more expensive, but beautiful neighborhood. You walk out, you got everything you want right there. Silver Lake Ramen, just a block or two down the road to the west. You got, Thirsty Crow, the whole nine. You can just literally start from there, walk out. There's that new Pizza Palace place, which is crazy popular. So let's finish things off with the top dog. 2157 Moreno. That was the one listed for a 3.999. We went over it last month. We loved it. It was a beautiful home. It sold for 4.1. So it went about 101K over the list price. It's gone off the market. That's about 2.5% over the list price if you're following along in the $4 million range. But you get a beautiful house like that in the Silver Lake area. I do want to mention August. We got a weird one with the August top dog. That was the 1321 Edge Cliff. That was the one with the duplex, right? It was two buildings on the Edge Cliff property. They were selling it for 3.95 million. They took it off the market. It got withdrawn, right? And now they've relisted one of the houses there, not both of them, just one for 1.995. So I don't know if somebody came in and made a purchase on just the original house and they kind of decided to do a split residency on this. So it's a little bit weird as far as what's that going. It could be an owner occupancy, but you're going to have to do some due diligence and see what's going on with that one. But for now, the current top dog in the neighborhood is 2243 Duane Street. 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3325 square feet, listed for 3.495, 1,051 per square foot. We're good with that in the 3.5 range, right? The lot is big, 7506. That is big for the Silver Lake Hills right there. Completely remodeled, got a great outdoor area. One thing that's lacking in Silver Lake, just because of the geography of it, is pools. This house has a pool, which is incredible. It sits off Silver Lake Boulevard. So if you reservoirs here, you got the dog park and the basketball hoop there. It's off Duane Street, right at that light. There's that light there that you probably cross the street, or you see people walking their dog to the dog park. So it's up Duane right there, up the hill there. I will say that the road ends and there's no access to Alvarado on the other side, which is Alvarado is a big street because it gives you direct access to the 2 north, which allows you to hit the 5, get up to Pasadena, Glendale. So it's a huge access point. So you can look at that as a positive or a negative when it comes to this house, right? You're not going to get any additional traffic from the 2, which is probably the better side of the argument. The negative side of the argument is that you have to, go around to get to those highways or make your way up to Fletcher to get to the 5. If you're going to go back around to the 2, my suggest make a left at the light, make a left at Fanning, go up through that neighborhood, and Berkeley will take you right into the light there at Berkeley and Alvarado. But we're getting too specific with that one. We'll see what happens here. Comp 4.5, 33.45 did sell for 3.6. So a little bit over our list price, but basically the same dynamics as far as the house. But that was in August of 2022 when rates were much better. Not great, but they were better. So I'm thinking this one might be a little high. We'll see if it kind of jumps off the market. I'll let you guys know next month and keep you updated. But beautiful home, pool, outdoor, numbers are solid. We'll see. Thank you so much for watching the video. We do this every single month for almost every neighborhood on the east side. We're doing Pasadena, Silver Lake, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Glendale, La Cañada, El Sereno, Cypress Park. The list goes on and on. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home on the east side of Los Angeles or sell your home, I am happy to help out with you. Reach out to me. You can send me a direct message online, or all of my phone numbers are listed. Even if you're somebody who's hesitant with 7% interest rates, that puts us in the same boat. It always helps to start preparing for future opportunities because you don't want to miss the boat there. We will tread lightly. We will look for value, and we will get it done. I also do a ton of other videos. I get into the schools. I get into, the restaurants in the neighborhood. I get into the attractions in the neighborhood. I do some other fun videos like quick cribs. So once again, like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Have a great day. Be kind. Yeah.